Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Only Leeds Bros. It's been a while since we done a video with Dylan because he hasn't been well. How are you feeling, Dill? How are you getting on?
Coming around now. Still very congested. Thought it was COVID, but it wasn't. But yeah, no, much better. Just trying to get the ground running again.
You sound
That
a lot better
weekend
now.
really took it out of me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you do
You
sound a
know,
lot better now, anyway.
your nanny did like your handle anyway. That's for sure. You know,
Are you feeling much better?
oh, much better. Yeah, back to
Yeah,
work.
well,
A lot
wasn't
easier.
great there myself as well. My chest was at me as well, but I think it was the drinking on the weekend done it for me.
A few hot whiskey sort you right out. You know,
Well,
but
what's happening anyway? Did get a chance to watch Ireland and England on Saturday?
just yeah, they were they were third, weren't they?
Yeah, they're still
England were a
like
better team. Like England are
England.
in a different league.
Do you know what's
Different league.
like? What's even scarier? Like you're looking at the team and like Bellingham's not even playing, and England didn't even get out of second gear. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, obviously you're the same as well. Like I'm not a fan of international football, Ireland, like whatsoever. To me, it's just like it means nothing because Ireland are playing England. Obviously, look at your home country, you're gonna watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But I expected Ireland to put up a bit more of a
A
bit more
fight.
of a fight. Did you? Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just especially like a new manager in charge, but England were just far
But
superior.
I was just watching it and trying to compare it, and obviously to Leeds in the way that Leeds do come play from the back,
Yeah,
and they were just as soon as England even approached them in the box, they were just hoofing it away like just for nothing.
yeah,
There was
yeah.
no movement, there was no organisation,
Mm.
if that makes sense, and I just I was like, here,
England were
they're
just
this soft, they're
they were
really
far superior though, aren't they? Like and
way better in a
mentally,
different league.
physically, technically, they were just like the players they
It's, a,
have there, just
yeah,
unbelievable. Like.
it's just a walkover, just a
Yeah,
complete walkover.
sure. Anyway,
Yeah,
I don't even like Ireland.
yeah, literally.
Well, anyway,
But
look on the bright side. Saturday, Leeds are back playing, so get this international break out of the way and get back into the football. What do you
uh,
think?
it's going to be an
Good.
interesting. We don't do well after international breaks or say Christmas or just breaks in general.
Yeah,
But
and
it'd be
just
interesting to see.
because we've done
Maybe,
well before it, and usually it's always like when we're doing well and we're on a good run, and then we come back,
yeah, exactly.
we're
Or
way
people
off
with a
it.
few injuries or
Yeah,
etc. But like, it's going to be. It'll be good. It'll be good in the sense of Burnley are a top team, and they're obviously going to be fighting for promotion as well. And better yet, to win the league. If Leeds go out with the same mentality that they had at Sheffield Wednesday, I think
mm.
it'll be a straightforward game in the sense of as long as we don't let them walk all over us, if that makes sense.
Mm.
But look, they're a smashing team as well, and it's going to be anyone's game at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
It feels like this is the like kind of the first real big test. Like I know, like West Brom away, but it's still kind of early. But this kind of feels like it's if Leeds go out win the weekend, like it really kind of it puts down a marker, then doesn't it? Like that.
Yeah, we're
We're
not here
going,
to mess
we're
about.
beating, yeah, like we're put down a and I think that like it's like as much as you want to win it, I don't feel like it's like a must win game, but it's like a must not lose game, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
you want to
definitely.
win it, but like if you come away there with a draw, you're like, wait, look, it's not the
You
worst.
would, yeah, you'd be happy with it. I
Yeah,
would anyway.
it's a
Like,
must not lose game rather than a must win game, isn't it? Like
yeah,
we just can't be losing it because I think that would just be a massive dent to the
I,
confidence.
I, I, I I think it's going to be. They're not going to walk all over, so I think it's going to be anyone's game. It's not like you're going to get Leeds are going to play third. I think Leeds are going to play well. I think they're going to set up well, and especially with these new faces around the club, there's that. It's like the shiny new toy, as they'd say. There's that spark in the club again. Them new players are
The
going to.
confidence and all is there
Yeah,
again, isn't it?
them players are definitely one are going to put a mark, especially against Burnley because they know from what they've been told around the dressing room or what they've been watching over the last few seasons,
Mm.
especially with Leeds fighting each season to get back into the Premier League, that this isn't going to be, it's not going to be easy, but they're not going to let it, they're not going to roll over, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
They're going to,
they're gonna come to try and win it, aren't they?
yeah, definitely. And I think, I just think these new players are gonna make an impact,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to anyway. Sure, we'll get in a bit deeper in our pre-match review anyway towards the end of the week after Daniel Farke's press conference. But a few of the points over the international break came came up, one of the interesting ones, I don't know if you've seen it, came out that Ben Jacobs released that there was possibly a potential new contract for Patrick Bamford. What's your feeling on that one?
Mixed emotions, to be honest with you. I know I always give him a hard time. But look, he kind of asks for it as well, doesn't he? Let's call a spade a spade. When you're on that type of money a week and he's coming up the same injury problems, like it's very annoying, like, you know. But like he's a smashing player. You know, in a way, it's good to see that he's sticking around the club. But then at the same time, in the back of my mind, it's kind of like, well, look what the money I'm on. You know, these are willing to give it to me, so why am I going to hang around? But he is like the goal that he scored against Peterborough last year, like he has it, it's in there, and it's a confidence thing. But then when you have the likes of Joseph or even Piero, like, is he threatened by them players? Is he making these excuses with injuries? Is he training too hard and he's getting injured? You know, it's all a confidence thing with Bamford. And if Bamford's off, forget about it until he has that confidence back and he's fit. He's that's where he's best. You know, but look,
I was kind of like
contract
again. Look, it was kind of pushed a little bit. Like, oh, look, he wants to be here and he's loyal to Leeds, and there's no place he wants to go. And it's kind of like, you're kind of reading a script here and you're kind of putting it out to the fans there, kind of what the fans want to hear. But like the other side is, well, like of course he does. Like he's one of the top earners in the clubs. He's barely playing. He's in and out. He's hot and cold, and it's like, can we really keep affording to keep this guy on the books with the money that he's getting? Is it better going elsewhere? But then you're like who's going to take him? Like, do you know, I think he's still 2 years to run his contract. Like there's no one going to take him off hands. So of course he's going to want to stay here. He's going to want to stay in that money.
He's probably settled as well. Like he's a married
man.
Now.
Like, definitely is. Like
it's the same with Luke Aylan as well. Like obviously his time had to come and he had to go. But they're settled, you know. And if he could get another 2-year extension or 3-year extension on his contract, that's him kind of settled for life, really, isn't it?
Oh no, but it's kind of like, is that really what's best for the club? Do you know what I mean? Can we continue being sentiment FC? Do you know what I mean? Because there has been, you know, he's done it for us in the Premier League in the COVID year. Like, can we keep being sentimental and giving these guys a contract and keeping them on the books? Like, is he what's best for Leeds United in the long run? And I know, like, it might be controversial, but I don't think so. I think the likes of Matteo Joseph, like, he's our future. Like, we shouldn't be not putting all our eggs in that basket, but we should be starting to kind of pass the baton, and you can kind of already see that. And that's what, like, I'm kind of feeling with Bamford. Like, if it is going to be on terms of, like, you know, kind of reducing his wages a little bit, or like maybe a pay as you play, or like something like that, I just don't think it's right that he's earning 40 grand a week and we only ever get to see him now 10, 12 games a season. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he obviously had his little burst like last season, but it kind of seems to be every season that's what we get with him. It's in and out, it's hot and cold. His injury, his body breaks down, and he's not reliable. He's not reliable for the club. So for me, look, I'm definitely like on the fence with it. And again, like it is the same of like that kind of old guard, like where, like what you said, like Aylan, Dallas, Cooper. Like, there has to come a stage where you're gonna have to stop being sentiment FC. Do you know what I mean? And kind of move them on.
It's a touchy subject as well. Like, but at the same time, it all determines what he's getting out of this new contract. Is it going to be a pay cut or is it going to be a pay rise? But like, it's like any job, really. If someone pulled you aside on a normal day basis and somebody wants you to go out on the road or anything like that, any sort of kind of say promotion, you have to be asking these questions: is it a promotion or a demotion? Yeah. But at the end of the day, clearly, like in the back of his mind, he's not going to take a pay cut with a 2-year extension. Like, he's going to be like, you know. But then, as you said, I think you're right in what you're saying. Is it time for him to go, and is it time for him to go somewhere else? But who is going to take him? He's settled in Leeds, and it's the motivation and confidence, and then the injury prone. That's the issue.
Yeah, like I don't have anything else against Bamford. Look, he's definitely not a starting striker, and it's kind of what we've all been crying for 2 or 3 years. Now that Matteo Joseph, he's taking that mantle, he's our number 9, and that's it. My kind of issue with him getting a new contract is with the wages that he is going to be on and probably stay on. Is that going to basically going to stand in the way of like putting our eggs in another basket, or, you know, or bringing another player in? Do you know what I mean? Because there's obviously certain of like allocation on like of wages on this player and that player. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you have that set out. Like, and if 40 grand a week is going to Patrick Bamford, like, is that going to stop bringing in a younger striker and giving him 20 grand a week? Do you know what I mean? And
yeah,
that's where, like, I kind of have the kind of scrappy with, because you're obviously not going to get the consistency out of Bamford, and you have him there and he's kind of taking part of your wage plan when you could be giving it to someone else who actually could
somewhere
be
else.
giving something to a club. Like, you know,
Yeah,
like, you know,
I know. Yeah, I understand. Yeah,
that's kind of my thinking. And it's nothing about, I think Bamford probably has his presence around the place. Look, he knows the club, he's done it all, he's been promoted, he's been relegated, you know what I mean? He's done everything for the club, he's been there through the shit. So I think his experience around the club would be good, but it's more so it is that whole wages thing, do you know what I mean? And he's not reliable, and is it taken from us? That's kind of my kind of issue with it. Like, that's what gonna have to be more clear, do you know what I mean?
yeah. It's definitely a touchy subject.
Mm.
You know, 40 grand a week, you get 2 players for that.
Especially
And young players with hunger, and he hasn't got the hunger and desire anymore. We can all say
probably just can't do it.
We can all say that like people are going to have their opinions, and that's certainly mine. He's not the same player that he was, maybe because of injuries or whatever. So in a way, it's sad to see him go if he does go, but then at the same time, it's also nice to see him get a contract, but for the right reasons, not for the wrong one.
Yeah, I agree. And then another one, obviously, that came out as well from Ben Jacobs yesterday was Illan Meslier. And yeah, look, he's another one again, kind of splits opinion, doesn't he? Like, he can have a good couple of matches, pull off saves, and we say, yeah, look, he's fine. And to me, he's fine at championship level.
It's
what came out saying that he wants a release clause in his contract. And look, you can understand from both player side and the fan side of the club that, look, we've seen a lot of these clauses in contracts that have kind of let players go. But then you can understand for the player side, like, if Leeds don't go up this year, if Meslier signs a contract extension and he's still in the championship, do you know what I mean? Like, is it time then to kind of move on from him then as well? Do you know what I mean?
I think
it's both sides of it again, isn't it?
The same thing though. Again, what I was saying about what annoys you with Meslier is this punching. I'm not catching the ball, but I can't rate Darlow and I can't rate the other keeper. Obviously we haven't seen the other keeper, but it's very annoying that all these players are asking for all these release clauses, because it's like, I'm going to put it this way, it's like what you say about prenups in a marriage. That's what that is.
Yeah.
You know, if a player's looking, it's an escape clause. That's what
it's it's football nowadays, isn't it? And that's what I think. Like, it's like that going to Wembley. Do you know what I mean? All these players have these release clauses. Like, Somerville at Wembley was non-existent. Like, Rutter as well didn't do much. And it's like, these players have all these release clauses in a contract, and it's not life and death to them. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, well, look at either way. I mean, we could be off here. Do you know what I mean? Whether if we go up happy days, I can stay where I am. If not, I'm probably going to bounce anyway. And that's what I don't like about the release clause thing to me. Like, he does have 2 years left in his contract anyway, and it's kind of like, well, let's just see where we are. Jimmy, let's hang tight in the contract. If we go up to the Premier League next year, do we really want Illan Meslier being our number one again? Like, for me in the Premier League,
I think the keeper situation is it's not right. You know, like, Meslier is such a young keeper, and then you're saying that Darlow's experienced. As I said, I can't rate him. Every time I've seen him play, it's just, he hasn't done it for me. So maybe you on the shoe or the other foot, if you made Darlow the starting keeper and you brought a younger keeper in as a backup, it still doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I think they need to revamp the keepers completely. That's just my opinion. But this release clause just wrecks my head. It really does wreck my head.
It's a get out, isn't it? It's like that if we go again, like, she's God forbid, like, we don't finish the top 2, we're in the playoffs, get the playoff final again, don't go up like last year, and then there's Meslier then with a get out clause. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't kind of sit right or feel right.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And like, as well as that, like, obviously the release clause, the price isn't going to be, it's going to be nothing. As usual, like, you know, like what happened with Rutter that time, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be next to nothing. I think, like, we picked them up for 5 million. Like, you're talking, if you even get 20, like, if you get 25 million back in Meslier, like, you're cashing in. Like,
that's good, yeah.
Look, I would be. I think he's fine for the championship. He definitely has mistakes in him, which we seen the weekend against Hull with his throwing, his passing out to Ampadu. He definitely has them games in him, and he can make you nervous. We've seen him down at Carrow Road as well in the first leg of the playoff final as well. Like some of his kicking, his passing out from the back, he was very, very ropey, and he has got that in him. That's what I think he's fine for the Championship, but the Premier League, I don't think he has that step up in him. Do you know what I mean? If we offer him a new contract now, we go to the Premier League, you're kind of forced and stuck with him then to have him as number one then, ain't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But then, at the other hand, is if you do go to the Premier League, is someone going to buy him? Is someone going to activate your release clause? You know, like at the end of the day, like, now don't get me wrong, you might want to go play the French League or whatever, and that's fair enough. Like, but all these players that have these release clauses in Leeds United or in any club, once you get promoted to the Premier League, are you really going to go? Yeah, I'm going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
The Premier League's the best league in the world. But he's, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one to call because there's no backup there. So I definitely think we should hang on to him, and maybe even hang on to him if he did get promoted, probably the first half of the season in the Premier League, until there's someone that can replace him. Because at the minute there isn't. That's
and
what
I think like we've heard obviously from Daniel Farke a lot about these whole release clauses, long release clause, like payment release clauses. Daniel Farke said under his watch, as long as he's at the club, that these release clauses won't be in contracts, that the club want to be in the driving seat, they want to call the shots. But then you look at Archie Gray's contract, and he got that new contract under the watch of the 49ers, under the watch of Daniel Farke. So he's kind of contradicted himself there a little bit. And now you've heard this, they'll come about Melier as well. So, you know what I mean? There has to be other release clauses in the likes of Nanto's and like everyone's contract that it's just not being taught. Like,
there's definitely one of Nanto's. I know for a fact. There's definitely one of Nanto's. 100%. I'd put everything onto it. Is 110% one of Nanto's. Like, yeah, he's been good so far. What he's done in the past, you know, we forgive and forget. But like, this is his season now. What he's gonna bring to the table, you know, if he's gonna get us promoted. And then yet again, like, he was that desperate to leave. As I said, going back to what I said, if he get promoted, is he gonna jump ship again?
Yeah, you know, I can't see it. I think he wants to play Premier League football, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he wants to play at the highest level.
But if we're not good enough for him in the Championship, we're not good enough for him in the Premier League. That's just my.
It seems like to me it was the year that he did kind of lay down the tools and refuse to play and put in the transfer request. It kind of seemed to be a lot of noise from the agent side of it. He's obviously changed his agent now. I think he's with Calvin Phillips' agency now. And when people heard that it was happening, it was like, oh, look, he's definitely jumping ship. Like, he's signed a new contract now. And it's very, very hard to believe if he's after signing a new contract and there's no release clause there, if Leeds don't go up again, if we do get promoted, that there's no release clause. If Leeds get relegated, you know, it's hard to believe that Nanto wouldn't be smart enough, and his agency wouldn't be smart enough to have that sort of clause in there. Do you know what I mean? For the good of the player, there's no way he just signed a contract extension and an extra few bob and that's it. You know what I mean? And then in the eventuality that Leeds don't cut this year, that he's stuck here again next year with a longer contract to try and be bought out. You know what I mean? So there has to be some sort of release clause in that contract to get him out of it. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be surprised if he hands in another transfer request in January.
Yeah,
like it wouldn't surprise me, especially now because this new contract, meaning that his value has gone up again. So, you know, look, only time will tell. But yeah, I'm just sick of these release clauses. You know, if they're handing them out, give us one as well, will you?
Yeah. Look, where's our release clause? We've gone through enough, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. At least on it, look, apart from like the whole kind of contract side of it, like Nanto in general this year, look, I think he's kind of pulled up his socks, as per se. He's going to knuckle down. He's playing well. He has been one of our best players. He signed a contract extension. So when you look at kind of everything, like kind of without the shit on the outside, it is like looking well for him. And we seen him there the other day, and obviously the little fear of his injury has came out that he's actually all right, that it was kind of just precaution. He took him off. They're playing Norway tomorrow night. So that will obviously tell like if he's in the lineup for that one or if he gets any minutes that he is okay. So that's obviously good news for us coming to Burnley the weekend that he is okay, because he is like he is kind of the star man, as per se. Like, I know we kind of have the looks of Solomon Ramazani. We haven't seen too much of them yet, but it kind of just feels like it's kind of Nanto's kind of been past the baton from Somerville, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely. The two of them can do that quite on the inside and have a pop. Tonto, he's still very, he needs to stop arguing with the refs, the officials,
Yeah,
or even the players going down to the ground too easily. If he sorts that out, he can be an even better player. His
it's the only
attitude does
frustrating
need
thing.
to
Yeah.
change.
It's the only frustrating thing about him, isn't it? Like when
Yeah,
he goes down, picking up, it's the silly yellows, isn't it? The cynical
yeah.
yellows of like that arguing with the ref or kicking out, or yeah, that's something out
You
of his
know,
game. The
you get,
petulance he needs to get out of his game, isn't it?
it's the attitude that definitely needs to change.
Yeah,
And look, time will tell again. He's
silly young player.
he's a smashing player as well. But it's a smile though as well. Like
Yeah,
he just has that smile, and he's
the
kind of
cheeky
like,
grin.
yeah, it's just pure. But
Yeah,
look, hopefully he'll be our star man this year, and hopefully he'll bang in a few goals. In my eyes, I think he needs a
he
good
looks like
25,
he's flourishing
20.
in that number 10, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's looking really, really good in that number 10.
in,
And I'm liking that. It seemed like last year we were very rigid. Like you kind of knew George, he was in that 10. You knew
mhm,
Somerville was on the left. You knew Nanta was on the right, or Dan James on the right. And we were kind of very kind of rigid. Somerville kind of would drift in, but there was never really kind of any fluency. It kind of seems like now with Aronson and Nanta there, the are kind of changing a lot. You can
mhm,
kind of see them swapping Aronson kind of popping into the 10, Nanta going out. And I
yeah,
kind of like that we kind of have that synergy there, that they're actually able to swap across lines, because that keeps defenders thinking and keeps them guessing. You're pulling them
yeah.
in, you're pulling them out. You're not just rigid. You're constantly keeping them
It's not
thinking.
that you're sitting in the same position every time.
Yeah, and then you
It's constantly chopping.
Firpo playing right wing then as well. Like whenever he wants
Yeah,
just to
whenever he
spice things
wants
up.
to.
What did
Just,
you think about him playing up front for Dominican
I
Republic?
was literally about to say, like, it's just like, why are you giving Bamford a contract? Give that man a
give
contract.
give him the
You
number
know,
9.
give him the number 9 as well. Yeah,
And
Firpo up
he
top.
hasn't even played left back for him. I've seen. I think he's played 3 games for him, and it's he's been centre mid in the 10 and up front. Like
He is literally the Cristiano Ronaldo of the Dominican Republic. That's who he is.
it's mental.
Yeah,
But like,
and I know it's Firpo, but me and you, I was like, it's Firpo. I'm calling it Firpo. That fella, sign him up. He needs to play up top. I'm
I'm
telling
calling
you.
him Firpidinho now.
Firpidinho, yeah. He needs to play. I guarantee if you played him in 10 games for Leeds up top and then play 10 with Bamford, I guarantee that man will bang in 20 goals.
Yeah. He's getting
No bother.
close. He's getting close. He was close there again on the weekend to get one.
I
And
tell
look at
you,
here, if he's
left
playing up
back,
front for his country, it's only going to be better for us with his finishing. Like so,
that's it.
hopefully he can grab a few more. But it's serious now with him, like that. The change that man has done, because obviously, look at he came in for a lot of stick under Jesse Marsh. Like he came in obviously at a hard time under Bielsa. It was English football trying to adapt. It didn't really work for him. Obviously, Jesse Marsh, we know the football he played. We wouldn't even call it football. So he kind of found it hard. And obviously last year it was kind of his first kind of consistent year. Like if he can get another year like he did last year, a consistent kind of year, kind of
Mhm.
add a couple of goals and assists there, like he's easily one of the best left backs in the league.
He's always there, and the passes that he's been pulling off, he's
Yeah,
really became a character for the club,
yeah,
if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
And I don't mean, on social media or anything like even watching him at the end of last season, he done a lap on his own,
yeah.
clapping his hands. And I know it's not a lot, like anyone can do it, but that means a lot to us as Leeds
Yeah.
fans to see that he was on his own. He knew, you know,
Mm.
this we didn't get this, like we didn't get across the line. He knew deep down, and he was probably hurt, and it looked like he was hurt, but he was the only one that done a lap of honour by himself of each corner of the ground.
He's done a complete 360 with the fan base, hasn't he? Like
Definitely.
we ripped the piss out in there for a while when away fans come to the ground and you've seen Firpo now off home,
Yeah.
and it was like kind of taunting, kind of slagging off at him, like. But now he's genuinely like he's one of our best players, isn't he? Like,
He's the best left back / striker in the championship.
slash attacking midfielder slash right winger.
Right winger. That man can play anywhere. I'm telling you, he's great. He's a great asset to the club.
Yeah, it's great. I'm so happy that they're back the weekend. It was like last weekend. It was just
So depressing.
boring.
So depressing.
It was just so boring. Like you have like your weekends without Leeds, you're nothing like. And I think like it's like because it feels like it's only back. Do you know when you're getting back into the rhythm, and then it's like the transfer window's closed. Like, lovely, we know what we have. Just look at the football, and it's like bang, the national break, and you're like, oh.
half 12 kickoff anyway on
Yeah,
Saturday.
class.
It's
Class.
be in the pub for 12.
We're
You know,
not going to staying off the drink.
no, I'm not touching a supper drink ever again. Like, you know,
Yeah,
so but now it'll be a good game. I'm gonna do the match preview
yeah,
on Friday and Fark's interview on the Thursday.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
go with that. You know, but
Schedule it in. We'll
no,
try and get
it's
an old live in soon enough so we can get people involved in the chat and get a bit of stick thrown us and give a bit of stick back.
I love a bit of stick. I love it. You know,
Spice it up a bit.
it's what makes me get up in the morning is to get a bit of stick.
Love giving
You
a bit
know,
of slagging and taking a bit of slagging. That's what
I
it's
love
all
it.
about, isn't it?
It's great. You know, if you can't laugh, you cry.
That's it.
You know, well, but-
That's it. And else to add before we wrap it up?
so I say thanks to everyone that's been subscribing and liking and commenting. Sorry, you know, we've been doing this now for a few weeks, and it's great. It's a great. I'm gonna say it's a great side hobby
Yeah, it's a
to
nice kind
have.
of
You know,
outlet, isn't it? Like just
it's
very
better.
fitness.
It's better to obviously face to face and now on the camera, but it's better than me. You know, watching Leeds lose or win or just news in general and have to talk to the wall or chatting the ears off the missus and she's saying, I haven't a clue what you're talking about, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
But look, it's great having not to talk to the wall anymore. That's for sure, you know.
yeah. Great,
It's,
great, great.
but no, but yeah, thanks everyone for subscribing, commenting, liking. It's great for me and Darren anyway. Talk about something that we love, you know, as brothers as well. But yeah, no, I'm loving it. It's good crack as well,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Keep at it, keep growing. See where it takes us.
Exactly, yeah.
Enjoy it anyway.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
That's it all from us. Right, guys, as I said, yeah, we'll be back from Daniel Farke's press conference on Thursday. We'll get a little video and we'll kind of pick the bones of that one as we usually do. And then Friday, then we'll do our pre-match review. Then we'll go through what we think of the game coming up against Burnley. It's obviously a massive one. Kind of feels like the first kind of big test for us at Ellen Road this season. So that'll be a cracker. So yeah, guys, as Dylan said, keep liking, comments, and subscribing on the videos. It helps a massive lot. We've 40 subscribers now, which is obviously class. Like, do you know what I mean? It's probably a small number to kind of some of the Leeds fan channels, but out there, like, we kind of just set this up, as I said, as a bit of laugh and a bit of crack. We'll keep it going and kind of see where it takes us. So as I said, yeah, thanks for everything and keep supporting us. Thanks, Emil.